What up, y'all? Today we're going to be going over this project I made and making it like a little tutorial. So we're just gonna go over all the patterns and stuff and like the samples I used and important tricks for creating this stuff, and then we'll be good to go. So you're gonna want to start off with a main like bass melody, probably not all the time, but sometimes. So yeah, and then you're gonna want to slap bass sometimes, but not most of the time. You decide if it works in your project or not. You don't always need one of these. So yeah. And then you're gonna want an 808. So basically with those two patterns I just showed you, the synth bass and the slap bass, you're gonna want to cut out the lows, right, with like a parametric EQ or something like that, so it doesn't conflict with the main 808. I don't know what this is. Why are the highs boosted? Whatever. But yeah. Okay. So here's the kick. Pretty simple. Yeah. And you're gonna want a kick that doesn't conflict with your bass, right? Because if it conflicts with your bass, it's gonna sound like crap, and you're not gonna like it, and nobody else is gonna like it, and you're gonna get 0 views on your video. So, yeah. Here's the snare. You just have it on the third and seventh beat. Like most of the time, you could have it on the second and fourth beat and all that, but like pretty much all the time, you're gonna want it in this pattern. Okay. Here is the hi-hat. I have it layered with another like percussion, so it sounds better. So here's it without the layer. For the hi-hat, you're gonna want to randomize the velocity, right? So it doesn't just sound like the same sample played over and over. You're also gonna want to randomize the pitch. So how are you gonna do that? You're gonna select all of it. You're gonna press Alt-R. And then you're going to see these knobs down here. You're going to turn them just a little bit. And if you don't like what you're hearing, you can change the seed and all that. So yeah. Here's that. And here's the hi-hat layered with the percussion. Alright. Here is the open hat. So for the open hat, a cool tip is to have them hugging the snare, right? So there's a snare here, there's a clap over here, and then there's another snare over here, right? And they're all hugging it, except this one is all lonely and it's watching these two hug over here, and it's all sad. But it starts everything off, so it's really important. Alright, time for the percussion. They're really simple, you don't really need that much. Here they are. Yeah, so you notice we have a clap. It's just when your drums are feeling empty, you can add a clap and like some layering there. Alright, here's the main cowbell melody that's going to be used in this song. Okay. here is the main 808 bass melody. So for the vocals, when you're making a song like this, you want to like emulate Joehdah. You're not gonna want to just like use the vocal. You're gonna want to like abuse the vocal. So you don't want to like chop it up into pieces and rearrange it into like a weird jigsaw puzzle that doesn't really fit, but it sounds good when the rest of the song is being played over it. So.
Pull the trigger back, watch the bullet smack his throat, dog. Pull the trigger back, watch the bullet smack his throat, dog. Pull the trigger, pull the trigger, pull the bullet smack his throat, dog.
And there's another vocal in here. So you don't want like a short vocal and a long vocal most of the time. You don't have to follow this, but this is what I do. So here's our long vocal. So there's that. For the master, you're just gonna want to steal one of Joehdah's presets and like modify it a little bit, see what sounds good. It's pretty much what I did. And if you don't want to do that, you need a DAW cassette, Pretty Soft Clipper, Reactor 6 effects, tape cassette, Fruity Wrapper, Fruity Soft Clipper, and a parametric EQ to, do whatever that is. You don't need Edison. I don't know why Joehdah preset has this in here. It's kind of weird. But yeah. Before I play the full song, I'm going to go over all the samples and where they came from. So, let's get into it. So, all my drums here are from the Bots DR1200 drum machine. Right. So this kick, this snare, this hat, and that. And then for some of the percussions, it's just in the Boss DR660. Pretty. And the synth bass and the slap bass are from the Boss DR660 also. The cowbell is from the Joehdah drum kit, which you can find on like Reddit somewhere. And the 808 is also from the Joehdah drum kit, which you can find on Reddit. So that's pretty much everything. I'm gonna play the full song now. there's the full song. Another tip I just thought of while that was playing is with this right here. You're gonna want that to never go in the red, or else it's gonna sound like crap. So you want the whole thing to sound like crap, but not too much like crap. You know, you don't want it to be peaking. You don't want it to be, clipping with your headphones, or else it's gonna sound horrible, and nobody's gonna want to listen. So, yeah, that's pretty much it. Yep. Alright.